Hello and welcome to Divorced Women Creating Peace. I am your host, Velma Gallant. We are interviewing inspiring women who have created peace and joy after their divorce. I have a wonderful special guest to share with you today. Porsche Moore is a diverse entrepreneur, certified self-love and life coach, motivational speaker, mental health advocate, and women's advocate. She is also the host of the Cup of Love podcast and has been featured on the Tamron Hall show twice. I'm really excited to share her story with you. I know she's got a lot of amazing things to offer you. Welcome to the show, Porsche.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to just jump right in because I want to make sure that we get the most out of this conversation for our listeners. And so my first question for you is, what was the most valuable lesson from your divorce that you received, and what made that so valuable for you?
So the most valuable lesson has definitely been I'm worth healing. Just the peace that I have now in my life, the way I view myself now, the way I view life now has really kind of brought that point home to me that I was worth doing the work. I was worth healing and experiencing life like through a whole new lens.
I love that. I really love that. I'm worth healing. I think that's a super valuable affirmation for a lot of women who are going through a divorce. I know having that mindset when I was, because I've been divorced twice, with each of them, I'm worth healing, I think would have been really valuable for me to hear in those early days. I love that. So you said that one of the things you said was the way I be myself now. Can you say more about that?
Oh man. I look back at old pictures of myself and I don't even recognize her. Like, I appreciate her because she was who I needed to be at that time to simply survive. But like the
Mm-hmm.
lack of life in my eyes, the insecurities, the hurt, the pain that I was walking around with and just existing with, and that had become my norm for so long. And to now be out of that place and to be in this place where I look in the mirror and I'm so proud of the woman I'm becoming. I'm happy with
Mm.
who I am. It's like, I love me. I love me some me. And it took me a really long time to get to this point, but I'm very grateful for everything that I had to go through to get to this point.
I love that. I'm proud of the woman I am becoming. And I think that is a life journey for us all the way through, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Um, I also love that you look back on those pictures and you said, I appreciate her. I think
hmm
that's really important to point out because I think it's really easy to look back and go, oh, I wish I wouldn't have. And why was I so? And all of those kinds of things. We beat ourselves up because of our past. And I love that you look back and appreciate the journey and appreciate the woman you were then and seeing the difference between there and now.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's easy to get caught up on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, the regrets. I just didn't want to live in that space for any longer than I have
Mm,
to.
hmm hmm So how do you think that this life change, I mean, a divorce is a life change, supported you to bringing more life back into your life?
So I try to live like at this moment, I try to live each day like it's my last. I
Hmm.
say what I want to say. If it's I love you, I say I love you. I appreciate you, I say I appreciate you. You know, if there's a talk we need to have, I have that talk now. Um,
Mm.
I'm not really timid about like living my life out loud. I do what needs to be done in the moment. And it's been very important to me because I don't know how much longer I have here on earth, but I want to live that time being happy and impactful and, living my best life.
I like that. I'm not timid about living my life out loud.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. That is really beautiful. Um, tell me a little bit about the because you were talking about having a lack of life and hurt and pain and everything like that. Because I mean, when I know when I was in the midst of my marriage, or towards the end of my marriage, um, I hid a lot of those things from those that were closest to me, and in reality from those that weren't close to me. I mean, I had that typical I didn't have Instagram back then, but I had that Instagram life, like, this is so awesome, and I love my husband, and I love
Hmm.
this, and putting it out there about how great my life was, but what's inside wasn't. Is that what your experience was too?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I believe in portraying a united front in front of everybody. What we
Hmm.
deal with behind the scenes, like as long as I'm in it with you, that's what we deal with behind the scenes. Those like closest to me knew, but there was, I always felt that I deserved the treatment that I was getting. It was
Mm.
like, this is the level of crazy that I chose. I chose him to be, my forever partner. So whatever comes with this, I'll just deal with it. And if that means like I was being mistreated, maybe there was something that I did to deserve it, and I'm gonna figure out how to kind of right this wrong, and eventually he'll give me, the love that I desire.
Ah, I recognize that. I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
I definitely recognize that. Can you, is it okay to share a little bit about your story? Because I know we talked, I shared in your introduction that you were featured on the Tamron Hall show. And there was a very specific reason why you were featured there the first time. And there was a very specific reason why you were featured there the second time. So
Yeah.
I'd love for you to share a little bit about that story.
Yeah, so in 2021, I came home to an empty apartment. The ex just took everything, and I walked into this space of like, oh my gosh, like everything is like gone, like, and he's gone. I had been blocked on all social media platforms and everything. And I posted a 15-second video to my TikTok. I maybe have had 100 followers at the time. So I really didn't think anything of it other than, okay, if this is how he left me, then I need to go ahead and burn this bridge. And that was kind of my way of kind of burning the bridge or getting the process started. And then it went viral. And then I was featured
Mm.
on the Tamron Hall show the first time. And it was there was a lot of light in the situation, but there was also a lot of darkness because, as you know, like grieving isn't linear. There were times where, I was like, if I just go back, at least it's the crazy that, I'm used to, it's the trauma that I'm used to. And, there was times where I felt like, I'll go ahead and end it all and I don't have to deal with this pain. But there was an even bigger voice that said, if you live through all of that, no, you will not give up. Like you're going to continue on and see what's out there for you. So therapy was very vital in my healing process. I've been going to therapy since on and off since I was about 24. We were in couples therapy at the time. We
Mhm.
went twice. So it was very vital, like to my healing process. And I just decided I was going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, even though some days, like I cried my eyes out, I didn't get out of bed, I felt completely worthless. And then I just powered through, and God has been really good to me and like shifting and turning things around and allowing dreams to come true, and my coaching business to start to to take off, and me being able to speak to women in that way, and then this cleaning business, like things have just kind of been falling into place, and I couldn't have imagined like this part of it, but I'm glad I decided to go ahead and power through.
I love that. I love, like you were talking about burning the bridge,
Hmm.
and it makes me think about, you know how when sometimes we'll write something out, write that letter to somebody, and then
Uh-huh.
we burn it
Uh-huh.
so that it's done, and that's what that reminds me of. Um, the other thing that I heard was like you came home to an empty house,
Yeah.
and I think it I'm hearing a dual meaning
Yeah,
to that, right? Like it was both a closure and an opening at the same time. You know what
it
I mean?
was. Yeah.
Yeah. Like empty because it was emptied out, but empty because, and I think it's kind of cool that you um mentioned about cleaning. Like it was like, this is clean now,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a clean and clear opening for what's to come next.
Yes.
I don't know, was that anything like that? Did that cross your mind as you were moving through this? Maybe not the day that it happened, but as
Right.
you started moving, as you start, because I know for me, like it took me, I like you experienced this in 2021, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
2022 now.
Yeah.
It took me a full year before I even felt a tiny bit healed. And it took me 3 years before I started really transforming um, the different things, the beliefs and stuff like that after our separation. So, I'm listening to you and I'm like, holy crap, like you rocketed through this and have done so much for yourself in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I think I've dealt with like the hurt and been living with the hurt for so long. My prayer every night, I remember crying so hard and just asking God to forgive me because this divorce thing. And I was just like, I didn't mean to get a divorce. God didn't mean to get a divorce. Like I was trying, I tried my best. And just please take the hurt away. I want the hurt to go away. So it made me do the work, like increase the work, double the work, because I just didn't want to feel the pain anymore. I had already been dealing with it like for so long. And I just like,
Mhm.
I want to be free. I want to laugh. I want to have fun. Like I just don't want to be in this place anymore. There was this pain in my chest like all the time. I say I have to do the work. And it sucked. There's a lot of days it just sucked, but it makes your happier days even happier, when you look back to where you came from.
I love that. I love that. Like you made a clear decision when you say I have to do the work. That was a clear decision that you were going to take this and turn this into whatever it is that God had planned for you,
Hmm.
right? Because I know you and I talked about this before the show started, was none of these things happen to us for no reason at all,
Absolutely.
right? And so I love that when you made the decision and the choice to do the work, and you're also making the choice that um, that what you experience is going to make a difference for others.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about the second show with Tamron.
So the second show was like completely out of the blue. I was contacted by the producers and they were like, we've been following you and you're doing pretty well. And I said, what? And they asked me to come on the show. So I was able to actually go and meet Tamron. It was definitely a surprise and a big highlight, to know
Mhm.
that so many women had connected with me.
Mm.
Also, even the first time, and and even more the second time, I realized like how many women have actually gone through. Like my story isn't unique, right? It just went viral. A lot of women have gone through this. Reading some of the comments from the YouTube video, women who've had the same thing done to them at various points in their life.
Mhm.
It's heartbreaking, but it also kind of solidified that I need to kind of continue the work that I'm doing and to get the message out there. A conversation is so easy to have, like leaving, and to me it was just kind of, it was symbolic to trying to break someone's spirit, like you can leave without breaking someone's spirit. We don't often, or sometimes
Mhm.
we just fall short, and I get it, but it's a process to heal from that. When you have someone that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with leave you in such a way that they didn't care if you lived or died, like it's a big thing to process. So being able
Mhm.
to come back to the show and kind of show, hey, I'm still breathing, I'm still living, and God is showing out in my life. It was definitely an honor.
Well, and it's I think, again, I think your story is so amazing because, I mean, like you said, on when you did that TikTok video, that was for you because
Yeah.
you only, like you said, had 100, roughly 100 followers. So you can tell that there's other hands in this, right? That there's more to it than just your story. And then what I also love is, um, them following you, them paying attention. Like it wasn't just, okay, we got this really cool story, we got some great exposure from Porsche's story, but they were actually genuinely paying attention to what was going on there and understanding the kind of impact that there was possible to be there, and caring enough to pay attention,
Uh-huh.
right? And noticing that you were taking this and turning it into something amazing and saying, like, yeah, you can have this kind of garbage happen to you and you can take it, you can do the work, and you can turn it around. You can choose that I'm worth healing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely.
And I love that they saw the beauty in your story and taking the opportunity to showcase you again. And I mean, I shared with you that it was just an off chance. Like I'd never watched the Tamron Hall show. Didn't know anything about it. And yet, while I'm having a peaceful experience at my friend's house, your show pops up, and I'm captivated by it, and I watch the whole of it, and I could feel my heart being excited for you,
Yeah.
and loving your friend, loving your girlfriend. I think she's absolutely amazing because it's so beautiful um when you go through stuff like this and somebody stands right beside you
Yeah.
in it, right? So it was really beautiful to be able to see like the whole experience of that. I'm really grateful that Tammin and her producers chose to follow your story and be able to showcase you again.
Absolutely.
um, so tell me a little bit about, tell me a little bit about how the impact of the visibility have been for you, and how you look at yourself. Like, has it helped you with your growth, or has it helped you with your growth? Has it impacted your growth?
It has helped me with my growth. I want to say since I was younger, people have told me like I've had this certain light, but of course that didn't really mean anything to me. I was, I said I'm just trying to figure this thing out called life. But the visibility has definitely had a helping hand in helping me stay true to my healing process.
Mm.
Because it's not just about me anymore. It's about, the woman who believes that she can't, you can. So choosing to heal out loud, it was definitely a purposeful choice, for the women who believe that they can't, you know. Um, I want to kind of, give them some motivation. You absolutely can. It won't be easy, and I've had people tell me, "Oh, it looks so easy." No, it won't be easy. There's still days, now where I'm just like, man, I can't believe I was just living through through that. But it's all worth it in the end. Going through the healing process, whatever that looks like for you, it's all worth it. It's all going to be worth it in the end. If you have children and you're a mother, you think about those children, you healing and becoming your best self for your children. And to be the best mother possible, just being a woman in general, healing those broken spaces and living in peace. A lot of us are so used to living in chaos. Peace is foreign to us. And we finally get
Mhm.
peace. I'll tell you, I have my days like I'm dating now. I have my days where I'm just like, oh, this is too peaceful. And I have to remind myself, you're worthy of this peace. Like, it's okay. It's just chill out.
I love that. Oh, there's been a lot of good quotes in it. I'm just telling you. Worthy of your peace.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be very much being put out there. And I love the way you put it, choosing to heal out loud.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it that way. I know for myself, I do have a son,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the things that was important to me was that I didn't hide this from him. I wanted him to see me hurt. I wanted him to see me heal,
Yeah.
because then that would give him permission to, when I hurt, it's okay to hurt. I don't have to hide this. I get to hurt because I know I'm going to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things that I believe is, just by virtue of being a human being, by virtue of being a woman, we are leaders. Now I get the opportunity to lead my child. You're getting the opportunity to lead women through their self-love,
Mm-hmm.
through their by you choosing to heal out loud, they get to have permission to heal. Like you said right from the beginning, I'm worthy of healing.
That's
I'm
good.
worth healing. And by you choosing to heal out loud, you give that same gift to other women, and I think that's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So what's coming up for you? What do you feel is on the horizon with, as you're, I mean, because the healing process doesn't end, right? The growth process doesn't end. What's on the horizon for you as you continue with your healing and growth? What's your vision?
Um, I definitely want to take myself to the next level, like physically. I definitely want to get in shape more. Like through this process, I lost 30 pounds. Like,
Nice.
so just to continue to grow there, because health is wealth, and I'm also with
Mm-hmm.
my cleaning business. I'm in the physical, doing physical activity every single day, so getting stronger. Also continuing to journal. I have a lot of different books that I have, self-help books that I kind of work through, every single day. Pick up a little bit here and there. My spirituality is very, very important to me. So, being
Mm-hmm.
closer to God and one with the earth and grounded. Humility is very important to me too. So I try to look at when something comes up for me, I try to figure out the lesson in that. Um, I've
Okay.
also, I've also been very honest with my triggers. Like I said, I'm dating this wonderful guy, and sometimes things happen, and I say, that triggered me because just being able to verbalize that, which in the past I wasn't able to do that, has really been
Mm.
a really big step.
So I love the way you put that. Honest with my triggers. I think that's a beautiful perspective, because we are going to have them.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I'm sorry, but we are living with lots of other people
Yes.
in this world, and those things are going to happen
Mhm.
automatically. So I love that you're saying you're honest with your triggers. You've clarified some of the things that are really important to you. You've brought in some amazing processes in your life. What are some of the things that you are choosing to share with your clients? What's one of the most exciting, or one of the most valuable things you love to share with your clients?
um Definitely self-love, because I always ask for permission first, but even when, like, with my clients, I can see little bits of me in them. And it's
Mhm.
like we go through this thing, especially as women, where we give to other people. Our worth is tied to how great we are to other people, and we forget about ourselves a lot of time. So just kind of reiterating that, like, that determines the foundation for everything. That
Right.
self-love, that self-love determines your self-worth, and it determines how you allow people to treat you. As sad as my story is, I allowed him to treat me that way for years, right? Because I didn't know my own worth. So it was easy for me to accept that because I didn't know my own worth. So just being honest with myself about that, and being honest with my clients about that.
Hmm. And how is journaling supporting you with, do you have a specific journaling process that you do?
I write
Or
every night before bed. So I definitely talk about the things that I'm grateful for.
Mhm.
And then, things that may have come up during that day or during the week, that I'm still, trying to figure out. I journal
Mm.
about that. It's a safe place to really pour my heart out to God, you know, about those things that are really bothering me. Maybe the things that I don't say out loud, like I get to give it to Him.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That sounds like a really lovely process that you've created for yourself. Um, One of the things that you talked about was how often women tie their worth to what they're giving
Hmm.
to others. Um, how do we deal with that? What do we do to support ourselves when we're tying our worth to something that's outside of us?
External validation can be tricky. It allows you to accept those things that are less than what you're worth. A lot of times, it allows you to accept certain treatment that you probably shouldn't be accepting. It allows you to give second chances to people who don't deserve second chances, because we want to see the good in people. It is important to see people for exactly who they are in that moment, and then and let it go and not be so tied to the external validation of it all. Like, you are worthy no matter what anyone else says, and all of that comes from within. So if you
Hmm.
do that internal work, you can be the best you for whoever you allow in your circle.
I love that. I love that. Um, Portia, you've really shared a lot of amazing information here this evening. I loved that. I mean, your first quote: "I'm worthy. I'm worth healing. I'm worthy of healing." Um, Appreciating who you were in your past, um, and being proud of the woman that you've become. Um, Not choosing that you're not timid about living your life out loud, and even choosing to heal out loud.
Hmm.
I think you bring a lot of um, amazing information and amazing gifts to not only the people that are out there in our audience, but the clients that are with you and the clients to come. I think are going to be really blessed by what you bring to the table, and I'm super grateful that your video went viral and created this opportunity for you to be out there giving to the world.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I want to make sure that our listeners know how to connect with you. And so one of the great ways to be able to connect with you is through your website, cupoflovecourses.com. So I
Yes.
put that up on the screen. And in the comments or in the show information section, no matter where you're listening to this or viewing this, there are a lot of other links there for Portia. We're going to have her social media and that kind of thing, and this website as well, that are available to you, so you can reach out and connect with Portia and start benefiting from the wisdom that's been planted in this absolutely lovely young lady.
Thank you.
So, did you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to share with the ladies out there who might be going through the divorce or maybe starting to come out of it?
Um, just when you choose that you are worth healing, you'll be surprised how God will show up and manifest
Mm,
it for you. You'll be surprised.
I love that. I really love that. It's another good quote we're going to probably have out here. So, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story, Portia, for sharing some of the the beauty that has come from your journey. I really appreciate it. I think you are going to have an amazing impact on the ladies out in the world that are meant to be touched by you and your story.
Thank you so
Really
much.
appreciate it. Okay. And thank you to you who are listening to us out there in the world. We really appreciate you. Come on over to Facebook and find Divorced Women Creating Peace. We'd love to have you join our community. It's a very safe and loving place for you to move through your experience. You get to be contributed to and to contribute to the other ladies that are in there. And we'd love to have you. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a brilliant day.